Behold, the new Mercedes EQC, the firm's first ever electric-only vehicle in its 93-year history. Yes, it's taken them a while, but they've finally got here. So then, has it been worth the wait? Well, to find out in this video, I'm going to take it for a drive. Oh dear, I've just broke the speed limit. I'm going to have a poke around the cabin. I would like you to cancel. Just shut up. I'm also going to poke it with a stick. And these vents are actually real. Have a bit of a sleep. And use the car as a musical instrument. Yes, all perfectly normal carwow review stuff then. Let's start this review by doing something I've never done at the beginning of a review before, and that's take the car to be refueled. Well, actually be recharged, because it's an electric car. You see, Mercedes has given me the car with less than half a full battery, and there's only 140 kilometers of range remaining. So I've programmed into the sat nav a stop where I know there's a rapid charger. So we're going to head there. It's only 18 kilometers away. Let's do this then. So I've just picked the car up from Oslo Airport and I'm in the car park, and this entire level of the car park is dedicated to electric cars. They're everywhere. So we've got Tesla Model 3s, we've got Tesla Model S's, Tesla Model X's, we've got Nissan Leafs, there's Volkswagen e-Golfs, Audi e-trons, Jaguar I-Paces, there's BMW i3s, there's Hyundai Ioniqs, there's every single electric car you can think of, apart from stuff like Rimacs and really expensive things. Although they're probably here somewhere, I just can't find them. Now, the reason there's so many electric cars is because Norway is so electric car friendly, and Oslo has the highest density of electric cars than anywhere else in Europe. There's a good reason for that. The government gives pretty good subsidies for electric cars. They're cheaper to buy as a result, and they're cheaper to run than normal cars in Norway. Also, you get some special allowances, such as where you can park and the kind of lanes you can travel in through town or on the motorway. So let's go experience what it's like to have an electric car in Norway. Okay, here we go then. Driving the EQC for the first time. The first thing I'm going to do is put on the cruise control because I'm lazy. This one's got the full system where it'll keep you a safe distance from the car in front and steer to keep you in lane. Though you shouldn't do that. It's not recommended. It's illegal. So I'll rest my hands on the wheel. Then it's all fine. Now, one of the things about using the cruise control with an electric car is that it's not the best at conserving battery, because it will do that thing where it will brake and accelerate to maintain your speed. What you can do though is go into eco mode, which is what I've done now. So if I take control back myself, then the throttle pedal is quite unresponsive, shall we say. It's not terrible, but it doesn't fly like this car can do. Also, what it does is introduce like a full stop halfway through the throttle pedal's travel. So you think you got to the end of the throttle, and yeah, it's not accelerating much. But if you really need to overtake something, you can stomp through that and the car takes off. Gives you maximum power then, if you need to get going, which I didn't actually need to do. I did, I've just broke the speed limit. Anyway, I think I better put cruise back on, or else I'm going to get into trouble. Right, and so the charging place is just down here. Got cool augmented reality showing me which way to go, so I don't miss my junction. Hopefully there'll be some room at the inn. So here's the charging point, just here, and my charging socket is over on the right. So I'm gonna have to turn around. You know, the EQC's only just come out today, and this charging place is already full of them. What happens when everyone's got an electric car, eh? Now, before I charge up, I want to see how I've done for efficiency. So the range was originally 140 kilometers, and in 18 miles traveled, it's reduced by 36 kilometers. That's not very good. You see, this car is supposed to be able to do about 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, but I've been driving at 30 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So I'd struggle to get the car's claimed range of 420 kilometers on a full charge the way I've been driving at the moment. Maybe I can blame the cruise control for that. Maybe. Charging the car is quite simple, so you can do it by using an app on your mobile phone, and all you have to do is go onto the location finder, find the charging station you're at, hit that button there, and then I just need to scan a QR code, That's it, it's got it. And then I can just start the charging just by putting this into the charging socket. And away we go. Now I'm going to give it about 10 minutes and see how much extra range I get in the battery in that time. I think I'll have a coffee. I'm using the app on the phone now to monitor the state of charge. So after 10 minutes, I've increased the range to 148 kilometers. So that's an extra 34 kilometers in 10 minutes. And the battery is now 47% full. I was actually expecting it to have charged a bit more. You see, that car can charge a maximum of 110 kilowatts. The actual charge can do 150. The car's only actually charging at 76 kilowatts. That's probably because it's quite cold outside and the battery isn't optimized. Now, interesting to note that a Tesla can charge it up to 150 kilowatts. That's a normal Model S or Model X. But the Model 3 on the very latest superchargers can charge at a rate of up to 250 kilowatts. I think I'll just wait a bit long and put a bit more charge in the battery. Right, I've had enough of waiting. It's been 20 minutes and the battery is now charged to 69% full. And I now have 219 kilometers of range. So in 20 minutes, which it's been charging for, I've added 115 kilometers. That should see me to my destination. According to the satellite navigation, my destination is 59 kilometers away, and it's saying that I should arrive there with 54% of my battery remaining. And that means that if I drive well, I should have 160 kilometers of range left, but we shall see. I'm going to try and improve my economy this time and not use the cruise control. There are a few things that I can do to improve my economy. So what you can do is alter the amount of regen braking when you lift off the accelerator. So if you pull the left paddle, you can increase it to D-1. So when I lift off, I will get quite a bit of braking as the car recoups the energy and puts it into the battery. I can actually increase it even further to D-2, and then when you lift off, you really do get quite strong braking. And it also allows you to pretty much drive this car just using the throttle pedal alone. You don't really need to touch the brake. However, that is not the most efficient way to drive. You're better off putting it into sailing mode, and that means that when you lift off, the car just coasts. But if you're not good at planning, you know, cars in front of you and junctions and stuff, that can be inefficient as well. So another option is to pull on the left paddle, hold it, then the car goes into automatic mode, and what it does then is use the satellite navigation and the radar, and it'll actually predict what is the best situation in terms of either letting you sail or using regen braking for maximum efficiency. So we'll see if I can do better than last time. Actually, I've got a way to do better than last time, and that's to hand the driving over to my cameraman Jack, and for me to check out the back seats. So I'm going to jump into the back by using a magic trick. Oh, there we go. How cool is that? I managed to jump behind the seat belt. It's pretty impressive. It's actually pretty impressive back here. I've got plenty of headroom and decent knee room, and the seat is very comfortable. Sometimes with electric cars, because you've got all the batteries underneath the floor, they end up lowering the seat down so you still have decent headroom, and that means you can feel like you're sat with your knees around your ears, like you're in the stress position, but not here. It's really, really comfy. The suspension's comfy as well, so just went over a bump there and it just floats. Really is quite impressive the way this thing drives, and of course it's quiet. You haven't got an internal combustion engine up front making a racket. Your ears do then pick up on the other noises, such as the rain on the windscreen and the tyres, but that's just because everything else is so silent. It really is a relaxing car to travel in. In fact, it's so relaxing, I think I'm going to have a nap. Yeah. Go on, Jack, be efficient. I'll see you in a bit. Are we there?
Yeah, we've arrived.
How do you get on?
Yeah, it was fine actually. I've got 168 kilometres left.
So you did it?
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to, but a large portion of the journey was actually downhill, so it regenerated the battery.
That's pretty cool. It's a sat nav, it knows that, you see. So you can tell when you're going downhill, and when you're in that kind of auto mode, it just sorts it all out for you. It's pretty clever. Another thing that's quite clever about it is that when you're actually driving to a charging station, it can preheat the battery so that it's ready for maximum charging when you get there. I didn't do that earlier. That's why I wasn't charging at the full 110 kilowatts. But if you do it properly, then it should be able to do that. Let's talk about this car's design. I'm going to keep it quick because it's raining and I don't want to get wet. Actually, this is handy, look. Perfect. So this is what the EQC looks like from the side. This is what it looks like from the front. And these vents are actually real. Look at that. They serve a purpose to improve airflow and aerodynamics. This is what the EQC looks like from the other side. I particularly like the wheels. So these are actually the Eco wheels, and they have this special rim in them, which does reduce drag. Makes them look a bit like rally wheels, actually. Anyway, this is what the EQC looks like at the back. There's no fake exhaust pipes because it's an EV, though I have found one fake vent there. That's the only one. Yeah, that's enough of that. I'm going to jump inside where it's dry. Oh, right, that's better. Now let's talk about this car's interior design. So it's quite obviously a Mercedes, isn't it, the design?
How may I help you?
That always happens to me.
What would you like to do?
I would like you to cancel. Just shut up. So yeah, you've got Mercedes' new infotainment system, the very latest one that has the voice commands, and you activate it by saying Mercedes, which is quite awkward when you're trying to talk about their cars because it just chimes in when you don't want it to. The actual user interface is really, really good. So you've got these two screens here. One is your digital driver's display. The other is all your normal navigation. You can swipe through various stuff like that. And being the EQC, you have the special EQ mode where you can look at various things to do with charging. All very good, nice and easy to use. The thing that I like about this car though is the way that it's clearly identifiable as a Merc, but it's a bit different because it's their electric car. So there's like flashes of blue there to signify electricity. The materials on the dash are a little bit different to anything used before in a Mercedes. And yeah, very, very nice. Now, the interesting thing is the quality. You see, quality in here is just better than you'll find in a Tesla Model X. And that's going to be Tesla's problem, you see. Now you've got the big car makers doing what they do, but they can do interior and build quality better than Tesla, that's only been building cars for a very short period of time. But yeah, really do like it. And there's something I've noticed, there's these like kind of like fin effects throughout the car, and the ones on the door you can actually play a tune on. Listen to this. It's like a harp. One that's out of tune, but a harp. Now I know I always harp on about practicality, but we need to cover it off. You see, the EQC's boot is about 20% smaller than that of an Audi e-tron or Jaguar I-Pace at 500 litres, but you can still fit quite a lot of stuff in it, as you can see here. Yeah, if you really are interested in practicality, just click up there on the pop-out banner to watch my detailed review of the Jaguar I-Pace.
Now though, it's time to get technical and see exactly what lurks beneath the skin of this first ever all-electric Mercedes SUV.
Here we have a cutaway of the EQC, and this is really interesting, just how small the motors are. Really not big at all. So the car is fitted at the front with normal springs and dampers. Now we move down the car and you come to the large battery section, which sits at the very base of the car to keep the centre of gravity nice and low. Good job too, because these batteries weigh 550 kilos, and that's why the car in total is 2.5 tons. There's another motor here at the back. Now, it doesn't actually operate most of the time. When you're just cruising, the front motor does all the work. This one comes in when you need a bit of extra acceleration. At the back as well, you'll notice the car has air suspension, and that levels off the body if you fill the boot up with lots of stuff. The EQC starts from £66,000, but if you want to see how much you can save on one, or any car for that matter, just click up there on the pop-out banner to go to CarWow. So the car has 410 horsepower and 760 newton meters of torque, so it should be pretty quick. I'm going to find out if it is. I'm going to put it into sports mode, and now I'm just going to launch it. Yeah, that's 100 kilometers an hour. Done. Does it in 5.1 seconds. It's quick enough. Finally, we've come to a twisty road. So I should do what all motoring journalists really love to do, and that's analyse the nuances of the car's dynamic capabilities, which obviously is really important on an electric SUV. So here goes. The brakes are pretty hard to modulate at first, but when you get into the meat of the pedal, they do stop pretty well. The chassis really is quite neutral in its balance. However, it does feel a little bit to me like Mercedes just wish it would change its attitude when you really get nose tucked in. It does start to wash wide at the front. The NVH is quite really remarkable. Well, the handling is pretty good. I just don't think it's quite as involving as that as a Porsche 911 GT3 RS.
So then, what is my insightful verdict on the EQC's chassis?
Yeah, it drives pretty nice. I think we're done here. So then, what's my final verdict? Well, yeah, it's taken Mercedes quite a long time to build an electric-only car, but they've done a very good job. It's nice to drive, it's comfortable, it's reasonably spacious as well, it's packed full of technology, and you can get decent range out of it if you drive it sensibly. Do you agree with my verdict? Let me know in the comments section. Also, please subscribe to this channel for more videos, and if you click on the deals box to the right, you can see how much you can save on a new car at CarWow, or click on the video windows below to watch another of my videos.